Good evening, my Tops and Blue family. Welcome to another episode of The Priory. I was asked by the Master Mensch, Dave Jackson, if I would like to introduce this next person. She toured with me on the '89 stateside tour. We were also selected to do the movie of our tour along with the overseas cast. She's beautiful, obviously. She's intelligent. She's talented. She's a Roger winner, I believe, in the duet category. She's loyal. She's a leader in her community. She's compassionate. She's a mother, dear friend, dependable, community leader. I think I may have said that already. But there's so many other things that you can put on her resume. We've been friends since 1989. She is a dear, close friend to me, and I am very honored to introduce to you Miss Bridget Defee. On you.
On you.
Oh, Derek Wright, thank you so much for that intro for our class of TIB 1989, a dream into the future. Bridget Defee is here, folks. Look who we got here, right? Wow. Welcome, dear. How are you?
I am okay. I am so excited about doing this. We've been putting it off for a little while.
We have, but I finally reeled you in. I got you. I got you in to do it. So awesome. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. I've talked to at least one other 89er, being Francine. Well, I've talked to Derek, so another 89. I've had my share of 89ers on here, I believe.
Yeah.
What's
And Derek, both Derek and Francine, they had other tours as well.
yeah.
Francine, I think, had
Oh yeah.
several.
Yeah. She's done 88 and 89, but you were stateside. She was overseas, if I have this right.
Hmm.
I get them
Yeah.
confused sometimes. But
Yeah.
and interesting enough, you and I both toured with JC Klein. I toured with JC in '93, and you were with JC.
Yes.
Yeah. And I have no idea where JC is at. I've been trying to find him. He lived near us when we lived in Delaware. He worked with my wife at Bank of America. So it's been about 20 years ago now. But I cannot find JC. He's the only person on our tour that I haven't been able to find. So I just hope he's well. So if you're out there, JC, find me. All right, buddy. All right. So Bridget. So before we get into Tops and Blue and your military, give me some backstory on you. Give me your pre-military backstory.
Pre-military backstory. Okay, there's not much to it. I graduated high school. I, at the time, already had, it's crazy, I already had my fill of small town politics. And so instead of wanting to go to school around here, I decided I'm tired of school for right now because I was playing basketball and there was politics there. And I said, you know what? I want to go see the world. I used to watch the TV and just could not. I never did anything.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch the TV and just could not imagine being somewhere else, and it just made me feel so fired up. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said, you know what? Um, a friend of mine said, let's go check out this Air Force program. And we were supposed to join together. She was going to join with me. And but first we had our first job. We had our first job in a factory. She worked for about a week at the factory,
Oh
and
wow.
she'd had enough. And she'd had enough. And we were just putting off school, is what we were doing.
Mhm.
We were taking a break, and I worked there for. I ended up working there on a job that nobody else could do, except for the girl who trained me for probably, well, all the way up until it was time to go.
Mhm.
Um, and the girl who was working beside me, we had a conversation, and she had decided she wanted to join the Air Force, and we joined on the buddy system. Kim Langley, um, we joined on the buddy system, and we were together on that buddy system for one day.
Oh wow.
One day at the MEP Center.
A 1 day buddy system at the MEP Center. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and so I went from just that first job to I was just a kid. I was still just a kid. I didn't have any world experience, and I joined the Air Force. I had a roommate at Scott Air Force Base,
Mhm.
um, Charlene Andrews. I can't believe I'm remembering these names right now because I did go through this in my head. Um, and she said, and she said, hey, there's a base talent contest over at the rec center, and
Mhm.
I think you should go and check it out and be part of it. Because we would kind of sing in the room or, hear each other singing. And her friend, um, oh shoot, I can't think of her name right now, had actually won, I think, the base level a few times, but she wouldn't go on tour. She was so shy, she would not. I don't think she would not go on tour. Um, anyway, I went. They pulled me into a group.
What year are we talking about now?
This was in 1988, I guess, because it was
Okay.
that very year. I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what it led to. I didn't
Right.
know
Right.
anything about
Right.
it.
They just knew there was a talent show
And
going on. Yeah.
I grew up singing in church. I sang with my dad. I sang with my dad's group. I sang by myself. I sang in the youth choir. I grew up singing.
Mhm.
And I had been in one talent contest when I was in junior high, I think. And that's it.
Mhm.
And I sung Send in the Clowns. And my friend played the piano. And it was part of her piano recital.
Aw, that's nice.
Honestly, I don't even know how we placed in that. I don't know if we won or I don't remember. It was some kind of ribbon. Anyway, so in order to not go to college, I joined the Air Force, and I was going to go to school in there. Got into this, didn't know what I was getting into, contest on base,
So how long were you
and
on base?
ended up singing in, huh?
How long were you working before you decided to do the talent contest? Well, you got what was the base again?
Scott Air Force Base.
Scott. So how long you were
And
at Scott for how long?
Miss
Oh,
Rennie
Renee.
Brantley was in charge of the rec center and the talent group.
Renee is my hero, just so you know that.
She's mine too. She calls
Yeah.
me her little country
Yeah.
songbird.
Yeah.
Um, she wanted me to sing a country song. When I went over and I listened to what was going on, and I got involved, and I decided I wanted to sing One Moment in Time by Whitney Houston. It was my favorite song, and I decided I was going to sing that. And she tried to
Very
convince me,
popular song. Very popular song with
yes,
everybody.
she tried to convince me to sing a country song, and I said, I don't. I grew up singing gospel, and I don't sing country.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, but I wish you would." I said, "Oh, but I'm not going to." And so I did that. And I don't know, I think I placed second. I
And
think I placed second.
that was base level.
Yeah.
Base level.
Okay. So let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
Um, um, Scott Air Force Base. That was not, oh, that was a different one. 1990. Oh, I did a contest after I got back too. That was from that one.
Oh
This
wow.
must have been from the other one. They wouldn't let me go on tour. My base wouldn't let me go again the
Oh,
very
but
next
you
year.
tried to. You competed to try to go again.
Yeah. Um, so our group that we did that year, our group placed, I guess our group was the group that I don't remember won the second place. Our group won second place for the base.
All right, nice.
And so then when Renee decided she chose who she wanted to go on to the next talent contest. And so my friend Charlene, she was in a girls group, and that girls group went. And then we went for the group, but we also went, I didn't go as um, just a female vocalist. I went for a vocal duet with Robertson, Michael
Okay.
Robertson. You
All right.
remember him? He
Yep.
sang Satchmo like better than Satchmo, okay?
Yeah.
And so, in my opinion, and Luther Vandross, he was really, really unbelievably good. And so I wanted him, I asked him, I said, will you do a duet with me? Will you do? And I chose Frankie and Johnny, and then I did an arrangement for it, for us doing a duet on it. And then Miss Reenie listened to it and she said, oh, you know what? This is great. We need to change this though. We need to add some props and make this a potpourri and put you in the potpourri category. So that's what we did. So she went and found a light
Reenie
post.
and her potpourri category. I love this.
Uh-huh. She went and found a light post and a park bench
Of course she did.
and a fake tree or something. And that was our potpourri. And so we sang sort of a Sam Cooke's version with a female and a male,
Okay.
and a kind of a
So now you're at the command level, or are you at
yeah,
regionals
yeah,
now? You know,
yeah,
is it command or regionals? I remember
yeah.
sometimes it was a regional.
I don't
Technically.
remember. I
Okay.
didn't know what I was doing the entire time. Okay,
You're
I didn't know
you're just
where we
going
were
along to
going.
go along.
I was just signed up to go,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't know all this, and it was like I was in a maybe a little bit of a fog, probably just kind of. I don't know. I just have always just kind of gone with flow.
Yep.
And so just gone where life carried me. And so we went to so that baseline we did that. We did not do that for a base level because the next level was what? Mac level?
Well, so yeah, next level. Well,
Command level.
some places had a regional level after base, and some places had a right straight to command level.
It
So
seems like we had it seems like we had a regional and a command and then from
worldwide.
there for our potpourri, the girls went to worldwide, and Michael and I went to worldwide for our potpourri. And that's where at worldwide, then we won can you see
Wilco.
it?
Yep. The Wilco. Yeah.
Uh-oh, I lost you. There you
No, I'm
are.
here. I'm
You
here.
see the Wilco?
Yep.
And really, there's a story there. I felt like Mike was so good, okay? Mike was so good.
Hmm.
I felt like really and truly we could have won. The couple
Hmm.
that won, there's a story there. But
Well,
Mike was
you can't leave us like this. You can't stop there. You won the Wilco.
there's a
Obviously,
story
somebody
there.
won.
The couple
Obviously,
that the couple that won in the potpourri category, they were really good.
uh,
Um, but yeah, I don't want to tell that story. Anyway,
okay,
but
okay.
but then Mike too was like, um, oh, they're not going to choose me. You know how many times I've done this and da 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 da. I said, well, it sounds to me like maybe the reason that you have never gone on tour is more your attitude than anything. And
Yeah.
so, but anyway, we did win second place for the potpourri, and we did end up getting our names called on that night. And
Well,
I
okay.
thought he was going to pass out. But
You
he
got me.
shouldn't because he honestly, I really and truly, to me, he was the absolute most talented person. His voice was unreal.
So
And I'm
you
not in
got
touch with him
me.
anymore.
You got me a little confused here. I thought you wanted to duet or potpourri.
The potpourri duet,
Oh, it's a
you
pot.
know.
Well, there was two categories back then. There was duet and there was potpourri. Potpourri was a
Oh,
combo.
really? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
See, I didn't remember.
yeah. So there was a duet so the duet category is just exactly that, two people singing. And the potpourri category, unless it changed, like when I went through worldwide, you had the potpourri category was like if you danced and also juggled, it was kind of like a hodgepodge category. If you sang and rode a bike or you you did ventriloquism and then acted, with a combo type thing.
Okay, well, so what we did was we sang the song and we
Okay.
acted it out.
Oh, so it might have
We
been potpourri
acted it
then.
out. So it was
What's it
potpourri.
what's it
We
say on
won for the potpourri.
what's it say on your Wilco? Does it say potpourri on your Wilco?
Potpourri. Says
Okay.
potpourri.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so there was another couple who, when they originally did their act, they didn't have any props.
Hmm.
And I really don't know if they changed from a duet to a potpourri, or maybe there were not enough duets. I don't remember what the deal was, but I do remember that in their original act, they did not use props.
Okay.
They just sang.
Just saying.
And
So
I don't
there
remember
wasn't
their
any
names.
there wasn't
They,
extraneous talking, just singing. So it was an actual clean duet. So what you
in my
remember.
memory, now,
Yeah, yeah,
in my memory, I do
yeah.
not remember them having props until the actual finalist night.
Right.
And
Huh.
now I may be wrong,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I do
somebody will
remember
chime in.
originally them not having props.
What did they sing? You remember what they sang?
I've had the time of my life.
Oh yeah. So Dirty
They did
Dancing.
that.
Yeah, the Dirty
Mhm.
Dancing
And
song.
they did
Yeah.
a great job. They sounded great.
That was a popular song also that year.
Now ours was not, I mean, I pulled it out of a hat.
Mhm.
I was listening to all kinds of, see, growing up here, I didn't hear all this music. I grew up with
Right, right,
gospel
right,
music,
right.
and
Yep.
my dad did not. The only other thing that we heard, now originally probably I heard Elvis sing Frankie and Johnny.
Right,
Okay.
right.
But the version that I found was Sam Cooke's that I really liked.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the version that we did.
Okay.
So, and again, Miss Rennie was like, "Ah, here you go. You didn't choose a country song." I said, that's okay. We're going to do this. We're going to do it like
Yeah.
this.
Right. All right. So before we get to being selected, going to the big meeting or when you found out that you made it, before we get to that, tell me about your worldwide experience when you went there. Tell me about did you have to interview with Tom at Worldwide?
I did. And here's what's crazy is it's such a blur. It's such a blur that I don't really remember the interview with Tom,
Uh-huh. But you remember
but
doing it.
I do remember JB.
Okay.
He's Pops. I call him
Yeah.
Pops. He
Pops.
like
Yep.
became like my dad, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And he reminded me a little bit of my dad. He was like the black version of my dad. They
Hmm.
both wear their hair the same way. They both have the most beautiful voice.
Yep.
And he was like a dad to me. And so I called him Pops. Anyway, I remember my interview with JB was very, very long and drawn out. Um, because with JB, um, we didn't do like a dance interview, but those guys, I remember JB and I remember those guys all being there watching us when we were together,
Hmm.
whatever, at some kind of event that was going on where everybody was dancing and
Yep. Yep.
doing their
Yep.
relaxed thing. Um, but when we did the interview, when I did the interview with JB and he was testing my vocal range, he had me all over the place. And all my life, I grew up singing alto, but I also on my own, I sang soprano. When I wasn't singing with a group,
Hmm.
I would sing soprano or tenor. Um, and my dad was the song leader for the church, but I could sing, I could lead all the songs right along with my dad in the same key. Um, but my voice wasn't as strong in those days in the soprano, and I had a lot of control over my falsetto.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And so JB had me all over the place, all the way from, because in certain ranges, I can get all the way down into a baritone.
Oh.
But in the falsetto, I mean, I used to be able to just be up into where can I even hear that? And JB used to harass me that way, and he pulled me out in front of the group on tour a couple of times because I struggled. I struggled on tour. I was so young, and so I didn't know anything about life.
Hmm.
And I struggled with my security and being shy because I'm this weird mixture of shy and I'm like a hermit who can go into a party and be the life of it. I mean, it's crazy. Um, I just have to get my mind set.
Right. Right.
And in those days, I was learning to set my mind because I had never been in this kind of environment before that was so competitive. And I was surrounded with so much talent. I was in so much awe. I was
Yeah.
just in awe.
Yeah.
And it would make me, and I'm trying not to get emotional because it would make me, I was so happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because
I mean,
I
people
imagined that.
well, when
I
people get,
imagined that environment all my life. I used to
yeah,
watch that show as a teenager. I watched that show Fame,
yeah,
and I could not, I wanted that. I wanted that so badly. And I feel silly now. I'm crying over silly.
oh, you're fine.
Anyway, but when we were doing the thing on tour, I have the way Tom wanted me to sing things and the way I wanted to sing them naturally
Hmm.
did not jive.
Oh, okay.
And so I wanted to sing it. On one hand, I wanted to sing it however he wanted me to sing it. But on the other hand, I just couldn't seem to I just couldn't seem to let go of how I wanted to do it.
Right.
So there were a couple of songs that I was supposed to be singing, and one of the guys, Trey, I can't remember his last name, who started out on the tour, he ended up leaving because the songs that they wanted us to sing together, they were trying to focus us as the couple who actually Audra and in the end, Audra and I can't think of his name, Otis. In
Okay.
the end, Audra and Otis were doing a lot of the songs that they originally were trying to get me to sing.
Hmm.
Okay. And it was great. And it was great. But there were times when JB tried to pull me into doing some things that, I would get too nervous about or whatever, or I would get insecure, or I would slip into, I would sing it the way he wanted me to sing it, then I would slip into singing it the way I wanted to sing it.
Right.
Just back and forth. And so he would stop. There were a couple of times where he literally stopped. We were running through things, and he would literally stop on stage in our run through or whatever
Hmm.
and make me, he would say, sing this part. And I would sing it. And he would say, no, go up. And I would go up. No, go up. And I would go. And he just would keep me up going until I was in the sky somewhere.
Yeah.
And I really think that he was just trying to make a point,
Right.
because he was trying to get me to see that I could do what I wanted. I could do it. I just needed to be confident about it, you
Right.
know.
Right. What? Just get real back real quick. Go back in time here real quick. When you got to your first base, did you actually work your job before you did the talent shows? Did you actually start out as an airman working on a job before you went to your first talent show?
You know what? When I did get to my first base, so I went in 1987.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess whatever the time of the year was when they were doing that,
Hmm.
I don't remember if it was the spring or the fall or seems like when we left the base to go to, what was it, Minot? Minot?
Well,
Or was
was that
that
where
worldwide?
is that what I'm guessing that's where Worldwide was at, was mine not. I was going to
Wherever
ask you
that.
that.
See, I was headquarters MAC. The headquarters MAC
Yep.
was at Scott Air
Stop.
Force Base.
Yep.
But we went to Um,
you probably went from there to maybe Minot straight to Worldwide. Because
no,
where was the command level show at? Was it at Scott or was it someplace else?
no, it was I can't remember where it was. It was where Derek was stationed, I think. Where was
Okay.
Derek stationed?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to
Was it
ask him. I don't know.
TAC or A, A?
Well, they wouldn't have it at they wouldn't. I mean, if it was a Mac level talent show, they're not going to have it at Tag Base, right?
I honestly don't remember. I do remember we went to the next level in another state.
Okay.
I remember.
Okay.
I do remember mine out North Dakota, but that was worldwide, right?
Yeah, I think that was worldwide. Yeah.
Okay. And before that, there was a base before that that we went to that I can't remember, but I feel like that was the base where a lot of them were stationed at, where they had that special program. What was that special entertainment program that they had? Um,
I don't
I
know.
cannot remember. I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
But I think Derek was in that program. I think they had originally pulled him into that program. Um,
Okay.
anyway, it was great,
Yeah.
but we went there first.
Okay. So when you got to worldwide at Cold Minot, who was your so Reedy was your team leader? You
Hmm.
went to worldwide. Who was her backup? Who else won with Reedy? You remember who it was? Usually they come in pairs.
You know what? I didn't know the other one very well because mainly it was Renee,
Yeah.
but there was another one, and I can't remember her name. Um, I can't remember what her name was, but I feel like she maybe had red hair.
Okay.
Um, it's on that. It's on that. It's on that
Oh, I'll find. Oh, on the video
brochure
you
that I
sent me.
sent
Yeah,
you.
I'll find it. Okay.
It's on there. Um, and I was going to have that open in front of me so I could look at it because I was like, she's going to ask me that. But
What
I don't have it.
when you're at worldwide, and you went through all the usual vocal auditions and the dancing auditions and the interviews and making all those appointments, um, did you find that environment stressful? I mean, I'm sure you probably did at some level, or did you find it more fun and intriguing than anything else? Because there's a lot going on at worldwide. There's a lot going on.
To me, I mean, I had to really uh, find my brave self to leave home and join the Air Force. Okay.
Hmm.
My mom and dad literally, because I've always been very opinionated.
Hmm.
Okay. I'm kind of shy, but if you ask me my opinion, I definitely have one.
No filter.
And if you don't want to hear it, don't ask me. Okay, that's how I've always been. And so my mom and dad really believed that they didn't want me to go. They really believed, I'm sorry, I've got a hair that's driving me crazy. They really believed that I would be back very soon.
Oh wow.
They really
No,
believed
they
that
had no faith in their daughter. What's up with
they
that?
really believed that they would send me home because I would have too much of an opinion. But
Wow.
before I went in, I had set my mind, and this is how I got through with Tom, with Tops
Okay.
and Blue. I had set my mind that no matter what, I would do what needed to be done if it was in the realm of what was all good and well.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and so I practice a lot of self-control. Um, and even with all the self-control that I practiced, I guarantee you, 95% of my check went into the pot.
You
I had the hardest time paying my
you were
bills while I was
you
on
were
tour.
you were fined a lot. Is that what you're telling me?
95% of my check went into the pot. Hey, listen, I paid for all this
All
stuff.
that you paid for all that.
I
Yes.
paid for
Good.
all of it.
Yep.
Michael Kofelt he came from Scott Air Force Base. He was our magician and our MC from Scott Air Force Base, and he was on the tour, and he was our, I don't know what his title was. He was the one who, um, if you, supposedly said something wrong or broke some kind of rule, he was the one who collected the fines. Now, what do you call
Okay.
that?
Yeah, just
What,
yeah,
that job?
yeah, the fine collector. Yeah, yeah.
He was
Okay.
that guy.
Yep.
He followed me around, buddy. He knew. He knew. He was.
He had a can right behind you. Just put the money in here.
He would make me so mad because so many things would be going on all around me that were breaking all the rules, but I was the one who always got caught.
That's because you were the loudest and opinionated, right? Right?
I guess. There was one time on the bus, Tom was on the bus with us. He wasn't on the bus with us a lot, but he was on the bus with us going somewhere. He met us somewhere out there and we were going. It may have been on the way to Scott Air Force Base. Because I know he went to Scott Air Force Base, but he went to some other bases too. But he was on the bus with us, and I do not remember what it was. He said something, he was talking to me, and when I responded, I just
What'd you do?
said it how I would say it to anyone else. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. And I said that inside my head, but then, after the whole thing was over, whatever was going on, practice something. I went up there and sat down beside him. And I said, Mr. Edwards. And I touched his arm. I said, Mr. Edwards, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said that. I shouldn't have said it that way. I'm
Well, what
so
did you
sorry.
say?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Oh, come on. You can't tease us like
I do
that.
not remember, but there had been a few people who had been sent home for their attitude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home.
All
So-
right.
and there was another time, and it was in staging, and I can't remember it was if it was before we went out or when you come back for the mid,
Yeah, mid-tour staging. Yeah.
yeah, one of those. And we were doing one of the dances where I was the tallest. I was at that point in time, I was the tallest person, woman, girl on our tour. Okay. And so the ones who were leading the dance who would get down I can't remember the move, but we were getting down on the floor. We were squatting down. I can't remember what it was, kind of like a frog or something, and he kept yelling at me, go lower. You're not lining up with all the other girls. You have to go lower. You are not lining up. He just kept on and on. And I knew I couldn't. I was too
Yeah.
tall. They were so short,
Yeah.
you know. And I already had basketball knees, okay? Already
Uh-huh.
had basketball knees. I had never danced in my life, okay, except for at prom,
Mm-hmm.
okay, until I went on that tour.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about dancing at all. And everything that I did, I had to learn, and I wasn't so secure about it. I was having to try to be strong and secure. And he just kept yelling at me. And what was it? He said, and at one point, I just stood up and I said, well, you know what? I am the tallest. I said, well, you know what? I am the tallest girl up here. And I would like to see one of these guys who is my height get down as low as I'm having to go to try to be in line with these little tiny short girls. Oh boy. The whole place was completely silent.
I was gonna say you
And
could
I'm
drop a
like,
pin.
oh God. And I'm like, I'm going home.
Wow.
And he was and honestly, after it was totally silent for, I mean, you could have heard a pin drop,
I
okay, for a
bet.
little bit.
I
And
bet.
finally he said, and he was doing this back there with Percy, okay?
Uh-huh.
He was doing this. And they were sitting there discussing it. And I mean, really, I couldn't get as low as those girls were
Yeah,
going.
yeah. It
And I
physically
was
was not
doing,
going to happen. It
and we
was
were
not going to
over and
happen.
over and over and over, and I have bad knees anyway. And forget what he said. Finally, he said, okay. He changed it. He changed it.
Oh,
And he didn't say anything else to me. And he changed it and he said, okay, I roll, and I can't remember I can't remember Ann's last name. He said, okay, here's what we're going to do. Hamby, you go upstairs. And I can't remember Ann's last name at the time. And Ann, you go upstairs. And we're going to have two girls upstairs doing the moves. And we'll have these girls downstairs doing the moves. And that'll make a bigger move anyway. And I'm like, okay, great. It was so scary up there. You got that picture I sent you of this, where the stage we had the top, it
yep,
was, barely had the keyboard behind those stands,
yep, yep.
and there was just, this much room to walk in front or behind them. And so it was pretty scary up there, but we were up there doing those crazy moves
Wow. Yeah.
because we
So,
couldn't match the other girls.
so when you're worldwide, and the competition is done, and tell me about your winning your Wilco. What was that experience like? I mean, the actual when you got notified that you had won that category.
Um, I don't remember that part where I don't remember that part where we found out who won what. I don't know why I don't remember that part. But I do remember the part where they made the announcement of who was going.
Okay, go with that then. Let's hear about that.
And I mean, I was just completely, it's hard to describe because it was just like I was walking through the realm of another world. I mean, I didn't,
That's a
I
great
just,
analogy. That's a
I'm like,
great
wow,
analogy.
wow. I really did. I mean, I've always had an opinion about music, and I don't have any specific genre that really I prefer.
Hmm.
I prefer good music. If it's
Yeah,
good
yeah,
and it touches me, I like
yep,
it,
yep.
you know. And I've always, when I have done vocals, I've always chosen songs that were more, you know, um, sort of female powerhouse sort of songs,
Hmm.
um, Whitney Houston, Bette Midler, Aretha Franklin, you know, and
So
just
how'd you get called? How'd you find out? What they say about your act? Because Tom always puts something together with your act and your name, or typically he does, I should say. I shouldn't say all the time.
I cannot remember what was said, but he said something about Frankie and Johnny. I can't
Yeah.
remember what was said when he did the announcement. I cannot remember the actual thing that he said, but it was something about Frankie and Johnny.
Now, were you
When
were,
Frankie did this and Johnny should have done something like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what? And
yeah.
I don't think Mike was even listening, and we had to tell him after that. And
Now,
I really can't describe it. It was surreal. It was,
were you eating dinner when they got called up? Were you at the banquet dinner? Were you on the side wings of the stage? Where were you at when you found out that you won the Wilco? Or when you found out that you had made the team, when they announced the cast, were you eating dinner? Were you on the side of the stage? Were you up on a rafter? Were you out in your car? Where were you at?
okay, so I don't remember when what was called. I remember we were probably in the auditorium when they called who won in the categories,
Right.
right?
Probably. Yeah, makes sense.
And then of those who won, I feel like those who won in the categories,
Because you had
I
to go
feel
through
like
finals
we
first. You had to go
I
through
feel like
preliminaries
of the
first.
ones who won, I feel like of the ones who won in the categories, then we were having dinner with Tom.
Mm.
I, but I think it may be things running together
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I remember a dinner with Tom where all of our tables were lined up and there were so many of us. And that's when, okay, so I remember when, we got this.
Uh-huh. Well, that's usually given after the tour. That's after your
Okay.
tour.
So
That's
that's
after.
the
That's
that's
post
the
tour.
dinner that I'm thinking of.
Right. That's
That's
the
the dinner
closing.
that I'm
That's the
thinking.
closing dinner. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And so um and I guess this plaque right here,
Hmm.
can you see when I do that?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
This plaque right here, can you see that?
Yep.
Um that was at the end of the tour,
That was
right?
your tour. That's your tour Roger plaque. Yep. Yep.
Okay. And so this one right here was for the potpourri. This one right here was for the potpourri. Can you see
At
that?
what level?
The Mac
Mac
talent
level.
contest.
Okay. Mac talent contest. Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Yep.
So this was Mac level, this was worldwide,
It's worldwide. Yep.
and these other things were
Yep.
base, and this was the mug from the tour.
There you go. Yeah.
That was a gift.
Yep. We
And
came
then
home.
we
We
have
came
the
home with lots
one.
of gifts, didn't we? We came home with lots of gifts, didn't we?
Yeah, and even when we were, I don't know when we got this right here, this little, can you see that?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Little toolkit.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. We could have used that. All right.
Got this little paperweight.
Yeah. I got one of those too. Yep.
Which this one from? Uh yeah, that's from the Worldwide Talent Contest
Yep.
from the chief.
Okay. So you don't remember getting called up on stage that you made tour and were part of the new cast.
Oh, I think I was in shock
Yeah.
because, I mean, it was worldwide and there were people
Yep.
there from all. I kept thinking to myself, you know what? There were people here from all over. I never imagined all of this. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't have
Yep.
a clue what Tops and Blue was when I started on this.
Right.
And if I could fit into my sweatshirt that you're wearing, I still have it, but I
Good.
couldn't fit my leg into that thing. I mean, maybe I could, but I wouldn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
hear you.
yeah, so um
So you get
I
selected
remember, okay, I
on the.
remember being in the whatever we were at Minot,
Mhm.
the worldwide, what was it, a Coliseum, a theater? What was it we
Yep.
were in?
It might have been a Coliseum. It might not. It might have been. There were
It
huge
was
talent shows back
huge,
then.
and we
Yep.
were I remember like, okay, so if the stage was right in front of me, we were over here, okay,
Okay.
about halfway back and about halfway up. I remember sitting there listening to all the announcements.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I must have gone into complete shock after that because I do not remember exactly.
You don't
I
remember
just,
getting up off the table and walking up on stage or none of that. Wow. You did black out.
I do not.
You.
And I have so many memories of so many things that you would be surprised I remember, but I cannot remember that to save my life.
Yeah. You would think, to be fair, Bridget, a lot of priors don't remember that moment. They don't remember the moment they got selected for the final. Now that begs up the next question. You had to go in finals first before you had to get selected to go to finals.
And I do not remember. You remember I told you we went to after we left Scott Air Force Base, we went to
Hmm.
the next base, and I can't think
Hmm.
of it right now, but when I get
Hmm.
off of here, I'll think of it. That's how
Yeah,
my
yeah,
brain works.
yeah.
Okay. Um, the only thing I remember about that part is meeting everyone, just meeting everyone.
Uh-huh.
And I can't tell you all the names or any of that, but I remember meeting everyone. I remember
Well, did you
who
do a
my
show
roommate,
there?
I remember who my roommate was,
Okay.
and I can't even think of her name right now, but she was with me from Scott Air Force Base,
Okay.
and she was beautiful. I remember she was so beautiful. Um, that's all I remember from there.
Okay. All
I
right.
mean, it's so crazy that I don't have I don't remember the performance. I remember at Worldwide when we were practicing in our rooms,
Mm-hmm.
when we were practicing for our performances in our rooms.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just do not remember those get
Yeah.
up on stage, got an award moments.
You
I
don't
do
remember
not
you don't
remember.
remember your green room? You don't remember sitting in the green room, getting ready to go on stage? Those moments when you're like, I'm next.
I remember at Worldwide.
Okay.
And I remember at Worldwide because the reason I remember at Worldwide is because we had to make sure our props were in the proper place and all that stuff.
Yep.
But I remember because Mike was panicking in the back.
Oh.
And I was scared because he said, I'm not going to do this. I can't do this. I'm not going
Wow.
to do this.
He was
I
chickening
can't,
out when you
I
guys
can't.
were practically on deck to go on stage and he was chickening out.
Mike
Wow.
was like twice my age, okay? I don't remember how old he was, but
Yeah.
he was the adult, okay? And I don't remember. I just remember he's like, I can't do this. I said, and I had to step up and say, okay, we have come all this way and you are unreal amazing. You could do this. If you were knocked out in your sleep, you could do this.
Well, he had a panic attack, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
if he sees this, he's gonna say, I'm gonna kill her.
Well,
But
I'll get him out.
I
I'll get
haven't
him
gotten
out.
to, I loved him so much. Oh my gosh. I just loved him. I'm not saying in love, but I
Yeah,
loved him
I
so
got
much.
you.
He was
Yeah.
so awesome. And do you know, we have not talked. We have not talked since the tour. And
Wow.
I haven't been able to find him on any of the social medias or anything. I've tried to find him.
That's a bummer.
And Rennie said, Rennie knows where he is, but I guess he's not on any social media or anything. And he was older. He was probably the oldest guy on our tour, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't remember how old that was.
Okay.
I think it was him. I think it was him and Otis, actually. Otis
Well,
seemed
what
like
about
he was
Percy?
really, really young, but he wasn't.
Percy was Percy your tour director?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But
Well,
Michael Robertson, I'm fairly positive he was the oldest guy on our tour. Um, and he was awesome. He was unreal awesome. You have to go back and look at if you can find any of his
yeah,
performances,
I'll
you
look.
have to go back and look.
I will. So when
Yeah.
you're at staging, um, was there any point in staging where you just wanted to go, I'm out of here?
Oh gosh, that's hilarious. Because that's probably with me, probably every day. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
I am definitely my father's daughter. And I said, I am not, here's what I said. I am here and I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
But every day, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, God, I'm sick of this. I had to practice patience every day. And so on
Yeah.
those two times that I thought um, Tom was Mr. Edwards, Chief, was going to send me home,
Mhm.
those are the two times I slipped in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah. So
But
what did
no,
you
I mean, I
what
wasn't
did
like, I just, I loved it too much. It's like you have a love-hate relationship with the whole thing because we didn't get
hmm
any rest. We
hmm
really never got any rest. We
yeah.
worked so hard. And do you know, I loved every person on our tour. I just loved them all to death. Now, of course, can I show a picture?
Yeah, go ahead.
This girl right here. Okay, this girl right here.
Yep.
We were like twin friends, okay?
Oh, that's a great picture.
I love Sharon. Her name was Sharon. And
Okay.
I can't remember her last name right now, but I loved her to death. And we both had about the same point where we're just like, okay, I'm over this. Except for she expressed it and I didn't.
Oh, okay.
She ended up having to go home. Um, but oh, it broke my heart. It broke my heart when she left.
Yeah.
And then can I show some more pictures?
Sure. While you're getting your pictures lined up, what was your motivation for staying, to get through staging? What was your mindset? Just, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get this done. I'm going to knock it out.
It was just, I always had it in my mind because I had played basketball since I was a kid, and it was always no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Everything. And that's how I got through basic training. I mean, I had barely been at my base for what, a year and a half,
Hmm.
maybe before I went on tour. And honestly, I didn't know it until I got back, but while I was gone, we changed commanders, and the new commander, by the time I got back, the new commander already hated me because he didn't know where I was and he couldn't find me and he couldn't get to me. And
Oh,
he was so upset that I had been gone. But then when I came to do the show at Scott Air Force Base, um, the base commander just loved it because I went out of my way to find out who was the base commander, and I went because we had a point in our show where we would go down and we would dance with the audience.
right, right.
And
Yep.
so I asked Mike Kofelt. I said, Mike, I said, find out who the base commander is and show me where he is because I need to go dance with him.
Good
And he said,
plan.
yeah. And he said, okay. And so before the show started, he pointed him out to me. He said, that's him right there. I said, okay. And so nobody knew I was going to do that.
Hmm.
But when we went down there, I went straight to him and I got him up and made him dance with me. And so that ended up in the paper for the base.
Oh, nice.
And so that was some good points that I made with the base commander. Now, he had written me a letter and did all kinds of stuff for me about that and about the whole Tops and Blue thing that
Hmm.
no one even gave to me until I got out,
Oh,
until
wow.
I left. When I was signing out of Scott Air Force Base, um, I was in air cargo. Um, no, I was in air transportation. When I actually left, I was in air passenger service, but I started out in air cargo. But all my records that I had had over at air cargo, and no one ever showed me. I
Wow.
never saw any of the letters. I got letters of recommendation. I got all kinds. You wouldn't believe the stack of things that I had in my um, file that they sent me home with
Hmm.
that I had never seen.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, I wish I had known this.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder why they did that. That's weird.
I don't know. But yeah, so it was really good. That commander would not let me go. They had chose me to go on tour to lead to go to the next level again and hopefully go on tour again
Hmm.
the next year, but my commander would not let me
So
sign
you
out.
tried for the 90 tour.
Yeah,
Okay.
he wouldn't
Yeah.
let me go. He wouldn't even let me go past the base. He wouldn't let me go past the base.
Wow. What a guy.
Yeah.
All right. So you're through stage. You made it through staging. You figured out how to dance. You knew you could sing already. Things are worked out. Of course, when you first go on the road, things are kind of sketchy. You're trying to figure out how to set up stuff, how to tear down stuff. You're trying to remember all your songs. You're trying to remember all the stuff that goes on. You're probably either part of a staging crew, a lighting crew, or an audio crew, or wardrobe. What position were you in? What was your ancillary position on tour?
Well, I was in staging.
Okay.
And I don't remember what that sign was that we put out front where we put everyone's faces on there and their
Yeah, yeah.
names on
It was
there and the
flashy.
rank and all of
Yep,
that.
yep.
So that was my main job.
Okay.
Okay. When I would finish with that, then I would go help with whatever else in staging needed to be
Right,
done.
right.
Of course, we all had to unload and load the truck,
Yeah, yep, yep.
And but my main thing was making sure that was put up out there and put up properly.
That display is important. That display is important. We all look good out there in the foyer.
Yeah. And it seems like seems like the other thing I usually would get in there in time to do is put that game together for Phaser, that
Okay.
video, that get what do you call those? Video game,
Yeah.
you
Video
know,
game. Yep.
the video game.
Hmm.
I think the main thing that I was able to do after I got finished with that was put the video game, finish the video game, and then um set up the cords, set up the mic cords, you know.
So you're a little bit audio
Um,
too. Wow. Nice.
no, no, not just, how we,
Oh, you
what,
wrap
how
them up.
we,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Get them up on stage and where they're supposed to be. I got you. Yep.
yeah. And so,
Oh, I forgot about that. You guys recorded mics. I forgot. You guys actually had cords. So you had to dance.
yeah.
You guys had to
Oh,
dance with lassos
we had
around
to
you.
dance with the cords in the way. It was a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. But yeah, um,
So you made it through staging. You're on tour now.
yeah.
At any point in your tour, I'm gonna kind of go in total, in your tour. Is there any point in that tour where you wanted to go home? Where you just thought, I'm out of here? Or did you have the same mindset? I'm gonna get through this no matter what.
I never once had a day where I was ever really, I don't remember the way I do things. I will do it or die.
Yeah,
I will
I
do it
like
or
that.
die trying.
Yeah.
And so the mindset that all the staging and all the hard work has kept me in all my life. I mean, when I start a project,
Hmm.
I will start that project. If I started at the crack of dawn and I'm still not finished at the crack of dawn the next day, I'll keep going until it's done. I'm
Well,
crazy.
that brings
I'm crazy.
that brings me that's a great segue to my next question. What attributes did you get from tour that you took in the civilian once you got out of the Air Force, or even in the Air Force when you continue on your career? What attributes did you carry over from Tops and Blue to the world after Tops and Blue?
I feel like that is it. I mean, my life, everybody harasses me all the time because of my schedule.
Hmm.
And everything I've ever done in life, starting with the Air Force in general, or starting with really probably Tops and Blue, just
Hmm.
there's no day and night. You work till you get done. You work till it's done. You work till it's right. You don't stop till it's where it needs to be.
Yeah,
And you know what? People get so aggravated with me because my schedule is so screwed up. It's never changed. I, if I'm trying to work on something, I will work night and day and will not sleep until it's done. I'm
that's a great
crazy.
that no, but that's a great attribute. That's a great attribute.
But one thing I wanted to say, it just hit me after you said, moving on from staging. Um, in the original staging, okay, I don't remember if there was two different. I feel like there may not have been two different groups, two different tours, like a
Well, yeah,
stateside and overseas
well, you guys did
before
staging. You guys did staging together, right? Both overseas
we did.
and stateside. Yeah.
But I don't remember. I feel like there may not have been a stateside and an overseas group before our group. I feel like they may have all. When did
I
the
think
stateside and overseas
stopped.
split?
I think in 90. Oh, I can tell you real quick. Keep talking. I can tell you real quick.
Um,
I have the big book of blue here.
but I remember originally, they were trying to figure out where. I remember at one point I was scheduled to go overseas.
Hmm.
And I remember being very nervous about that because of what I told you earlier. All of
Right.
this was brand new to me. I'd never been anywhere in life, you know, and I was very nervous about going overseas. And then,
You were indeed the last split tour. 89 was the
okay,
last split tour. Yep.
okay. And originally, I mean, I don't remember really knowing that. I didn't know anything about Tops and Blue. Okay.
Hmm.
I don't
Had
remember.
you seen a show before
I'd
you could
never
apply?
seen a show,
Okay.
nothing,
All right.
nothing. Um, and I didn't, and in the beginning, I didn't know they were going to split us up.
Hmm.
I thought we were going to be one big, huge. And then, but originally, at one point, I was scheduled to go overseas. And then I don't know,
You mean you got orders for overseas?
no, for the tour
Oh, okay, gotcha.
before we left out.
Okay.
And then I don't remember if it was because Trey, I don't remember what it was, but they shuffled us around again. And to me, it almost, this may sound weird. To me, it seemed like the we were the tall ones who stayed stateside,
Yeah.
and the shorter ones, the more petite group went overseas.
Oh,
Is that
interesting.
crazy? Is that how
Hey,
it worked?
I like a conspiracy theory as much as the next guy.
I don't know. It seemed like it really did seem like that our group was the more
Robust,
taller, healthier group.
taller. Oh, okay. All
And the
right.
one who went overseas was the smaller group.
Okay. So
When I say healthier, I mean
if I was
heavier.
if I was to put the two tours side by side, you would see a definite size difference in this tour,
I
which you
really
think might
believe
have been
so.
arranged. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you know what I'll do? I
Um,
will ask Tom that in 2 weeks.
and you know how on each group they want to have this person kind of match that person and
Yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah.
and it's like every tour from when you look at the pictures, in some of the pictures from the different years that I see, because we don't have enough of our 89. I mean, it seems like the only person who took pictures on our 89 tour was he's gonna kill me.
Oh, he
Was
won't.
he's gonna kill me. Can't think of his name right now. It was oh, can you see?
Oh, um, I'll have to look. I'll have to
Elmo.
look on the phone.
E.T.
Okay,
E.T.
gotcha.
And maybe the guy oh shoot, where's my glasses?
They took the,
Um
you didn't have a tour photographer?
and the bus driver.
Yep.
We well, ET may have been the actual tour photographer. I don't know, but as many pictures as I take now, the reason I take so many pictures is because for years, in those years of my life, I have so few pictures.
Yeah. Yeah.
The most exciting years of my life,
You
the
got
very
nothing.
most exciting years of my life, I don't have hardly any pictures.
Yep. I hear
So,
you on that one. I hear you on that
speaking of
one.
pictures, okay, see this?
Yep.
Can you see
Yep.
it?
Yep. Yep.
You remember Georges now? Can you
No.
see
I
that?
do-
I don't remember exactly where that was taken. And I don't even remember how. I think Georges may have found it and sent me a copy of it. I just don't remember.
Did he
I
autograph the
know
back of it?
we went to it. No, I don't know. We went to a jazz club one night, and Georges is the one who introduced me to jazz. Okay, and so the next year, um, the next year when I did the talent contest, I did jazz. I did what was it?
Oh, so this is when you were trying to get a 90 tour, when you were going to the talent shows for the
Oh
90
yeah.
tour. And when you did a jazz number. All right. Nice.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's where I won this one.
Uh-huh. I see
And of
it.
course, you're never going to get first base on Scott Air Force Base. You're never going to get first. You're never going to get first. I was second. You were never going to get first on Scott Air Force Base because of the girl that I was telling you about.
Hmm.
She was awesome. She was so good. She won every year, but she would not leave and go on tour.
Interesting.
She, yeah. And I won second place with that song. And now I'm trying to think of it, and I can't think of what it was.
It must have been not that big a deal if you can't remember what it was. Come
It
on, girl.
was, but it was. Why can't I think of it? When we get finished, I'll think of
Yeah,
it.
it'll snap up just like that. So, what song on tour gave you the most goosebumps that either you sang or you heard somebody else sing? Or is there a specific number on tour that you could not wait to do? Not because it was the end of the show reason wait to do, but I mean, it just thrilled you to no end. You always got goosebumps when you sang it or heard somebody else do it. Was there any song like that?
Okay, there were two. There was, I better say this one first. Doesn't mean it was first. Cassandra. Cassandra, what's her last name? Alexander Cassandra? She passed away a few years back, not too long ago. She, Better Days.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Her singing Better Days was unreal. She did such a beautiful job with it. And then, of course, Michael Robertson with singing Satchmo.
Mm-hmm.
I see skies of blue and clouds of white. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. He was so good for
Yeah.
Satchmo. He blew everybody away. Tom was like, what? They
That
wanted
is
him to
pretty
sing
good.
that song and they wanted him to see if he could possibly sing it like that at
Uh,
all.
uh-huh.
And he just blew it out of the water every
Wow.
show.
Wow.
It was awesome. It
Well, on
was
the
awesome.
opposite side of the spectrum, was there any song that you just flat out hated to do? Even though you had it down, had it mastered, you had the choreography down, is there a song that you just flat out just ugh?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so here's the song. Here's the one song that was the major thorn in our rose bush. Okay, we'll call it that.
Okay.
It almost killed the tour.
Wow.
Uh, New Fool. New Fool. Reba McEntire.
Oh
Okay.
wow. I guess I'm gonna have to
Tom
research that
wanted
one.
us to sing. Tom wanted us to sing five-part harmony
Okay.
on that country song, okay?
Uh-huh.
It was a simple song that Reba sang, and he wanted me to sing it, and then he wanted four other parts of harmony on it,
Wow.
okay? We almost killed each other. We literally, that picture that I sent you where we're all sitting there on the bus,
Yep.
I'm a new fool.
Wow. Wow.
You would not believe how many times we practiced that song.
Yeah, that looks like that picture you sent me, and I'll put it in the thing. That you guys
And
look pretty
I
intense.
guarantee you the note that we're singing in that picture
Uh-huh.
is fool. Okay. Or I don't know the rules. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
And that song made it
the
to tour.
high
You got
part, okay, because so I'm the only girl on tour who's from the South at
uh-huh.
all.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm the only girl on the tour who actually has a Southern accent. Okay.
Okay. I didn't
They
notice.
naturally wanted me to sing the country song.
Uh-huh.
Okay. But when you're trying to put five parts on that song, on a country song,
Mm-hmm.
and the country girl sings it with the country twang
Mm-hmm.
because it's a country song,
Mm-hmm.
and the other five girls are supposed to be singing harmony on it, no matter what, somebody's going to sound flat.
Right. Yep. Yep.
And really and truly, I mean, as far as I know, we all loved each other, but we about killed each other over that song.
Did that song stay in the show?
No.
Or did it not make it? So it didn't
Oh,
make it.
no, it did overseas. They did it overseas, but we very rarely did it stateside.
Oh, it was a standby song then.
Because if we went, yeah, if we sang it, if we sang it, I think Audra ended up singing it the few times it was sung. Um, but
Tough
I don't
tune.
think we ever once sang the song where it didn't sound like there was a couple of parts in the song where it didn't sound like someone was flat.
Yeah.
Never. I don't remember one time. I don't
Wow.
remember one time.
Well,
And so yeah, that song right there about killed us.
wow.
We practiced that song till we were so sick of it.
I
And
bet.
it's a simple song. It's a very simple song. Very simple.
But he wanted
Nothing
it stacked.
complicated
He
about
wanted
it.
it stacked. Yep.
Nothing complicated about that song whatsoever,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, he wanted to juice it up a bit, you know.
But the way Tom wanted to hear it and the way we could sing it was just not happening.
So what show, or maybe you have a couple of them that is really seared into your brain? Do you have a specific show where something went wrong or something was magical, uh, an event that happened during it? Was there any specific show that just really seared into your brain that you always rewind back to when you start to remember your tour?
Um, there was one that really tugged at our heartstrings because it was right after the hurricane. Um, we were in South Carolina,
Okay.
I think. I think it was, remember what was the hurricane that year?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you.
It was right after the hurricane and there was so much destruction. And we did our show in the park and everybody um sat in the park on blankets
Oh, nice.
and park chairs and stuff like that. That one was very emotional. Um there was one that was very exciting where we did I don't know what you call it in between the races at the was it um Indy 500?
Oh, you guys did a race show.
We did.
Was it a
That
NASCAR or
was
was it Indy?
I can't remember was it Indy 500? The one I remember Dale Earnhardt
Oh, NASCAR.
NASCAR. Yeah. I remember Dale Earnhardt getting an award and I remember one of the other ones getting an award, but I remember Dale um coming up to us and saying, "Who are all you pretty girls?"
Oh, nice. That's a memory right there.
That was
That's
right before we
awesome.
were standing on to the side, because we went up after he went up to get his award, and I think we were standing there in those red dresses. Remember those
That's
red sparkly
awesome.
dresses that we had for the flag, the flag
I mean,
songs.
you legitimately had a sports hero ask you. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
That gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. That's nice. I like it. Wow.
and that wasn't long. That really wasn't that long before he retired. I know he was getting some. I can't remember what the award was, but he was getting an award.
Well, he
Um,
died in 2000. He was
yeah.
still driving in
So
2000. So, yeah.
okay,
I'm sorry, 2001. I think now I think about it.
yeah. I don't remember what the award was, but it was a big deal. And that was pretty cool. That was pretty
That's pretty.
cool. He talked to
Yeah.
us.
Now, is there a show that let me back up. Is there something that a very memorable screw up that you had or that happened on stage? Give me a tops and blue story about the biggest screw up, malfunction, faux pas, whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Hey, really, I feel like the thing that comes to mind is when, because we had a certain point in our show where we would leave the stage and we would go dance with the people
Yep.
out in the audience.
Yep.
Well, there was one show. I don't know if it was one show or there was a time where the guys decided since they were jumping around on stage anyway that they would like jump off the stage or something.
Okay.
I feel like okay, one of the guys, was it Derek?
Is this about kicking a speaker?
I don't remember. I feel like one of the guys went to jump off the stage and about killed herself.
I think Derek told me a story of him kicking, maybe it was, I think it was Derek, I might be wrong, kicking a speaker off during one of the shows. And then Tom got on him, or somebody got on him after the show about it.
Well, I think they were doing this thing where because in one of the scenes where they were dancing, they were doing this thing where they were kind of jumping over each other and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know that Woody broke his foot
Wow.
during one of the shows.
Wow. Broke
Broke
his
his
foot.
foot or sprained his ankle real bad or something. And then I remember Derek getting hurt, and I can't remember if it was both from jumping off the stage or what the deal was. But I remember those guys. One of them jumped off the stage and about killed himself.
Wow.
It may have been Derek, but
Yeah.
I do know that Woody hurt his foot and had a cast on too. So and he had to do the show. I don't remember how we did it, but he had to do the show.
Mhm.
I don't remember if he had to set out of the show or if he did the show with a cast on, or I don't remember. I don't remember Derek having a cast, but I remember him hurting his foot or his leg.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So, and that was a moment, and because we're taught to, no matter what happens, the show goes on. And you don't act like anything happened wrong, you
Yep.
know. And we learned that very well. Hey, after I came back from tour, I don't know how many songs I sang for different events where I don't know if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever been, performing and completely had a blank mind and you had to make something up.
Oh,
You ever?
you have a,
I'm
com- you
telling
have a,
you
you
what,
have a
I
complete
learned.
data, you have a complete data dump, and then you just insert something else in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I learned no matter what, the show must go on. And I don't know how many times different performances I was doing for different things, where I literally had to make up the words to what I was trying to sing because I just completely lost it.
Lost it. Yeah. Wow.
Even in my own wedding. In my own wedding, I was singing this one song before I was walking down the aisle. I'm telling you, I was singing this one song when I was walking down the aisle. And it was a dramatic moment, okay? I'm all about dramatics, okay?
Yeah. Yep.
And so it was before I walked down the aisle, I stopped and the music started and I was singing, okay? And I picked this song specifically for the words and I changed up some of the words specifically for
The
to
event.
fit.
Yep.
And if I didn't have to make up the word, I completely went blank and had to make up the words.
Wow.
But
Well,
you
the
know
anything
what? You know where I learned that though?
on
You know
tour.
where I learned that?
Yeah.
No matter what, the show must go on.
Well, did you have any screw ups like that on tour? Did you have any moments on tour where you either dumped your choreography or dumped your words or dropped your microphone or slapped somebody in the head with a mic cord or anything like that? Because you guys had a little rougher than we did.
I think the biggest thing that I remember was somebody was sick, and I can't remember who was sick, and there was a part where you just come in just for a phrase.
Hmm.
I can't remember who was sick. And so when it was time to come in for that phrase, I was doing their part for them.
Oh, okay. You dumped it. You dumped it.
I came in at totally the wrong time.
Wow. Well,
And I knew that song like the back of my hand. And somehow I was so nervous about it, I came in at the wrong time. I came in at the wrong time. Now, who all noticed it in the audience, I have no clue. I mean, but of course, I was devastated. I was
nobody's sitting there with scorecards. So
it's like, and I can't remember. I think it was Percy said, "What did you do?" Percy's like, "How could you do that?" I'm like, I don't know.
do you
And
remember?
everybody's looking at me like, everybody's doing their thing like they're supposed to, but they're looking at me like, what in the world is wrong with you?
Yeah, yeah. They give you that kind of half smile thing. Yeah.
And it was, I
Wow.
just blew it. I blew it. I blew it. And I do not even remember what song it was, but I remember there was just a part that I think it was a country song that I think on our tour,
Wow.
Derek might have ended up doing. But there was a part where it was just a phrase where you came in and I blew it.
Wow. Wow. What
Yeah.
was your least favorite part of touring?
I never could, I could never get sleep. I could never sleep. I could never get enough sleep.
Right.
I was always so tired. And I'd probably I didn't get to sing the things that I wanted to sing, and I'm emotional. I'm a very emotional person, and I had to I struggled with that the whole entire time.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like I was a harmony support. Um,
Well,
but I
that falls under the rule of not everybody gets a solo, right?
right.
Right.
And I mean I could sing the harmony. Um, and I definitely was a harmony support. But I was so tired. Um, when everyone was so there was one time when everyone was so excited because we were going to um Graceland. Okay. And I'm from here in
Yeah.
Tennessee. I'm an hour from Knoxville. No, I'm 2 hours from Knoxville, from Nashville. But Memphis is like on the other side of Tennessee and it's way farther, you know.
Mhm.
But I'm like, when we went there, I was so tired and I just wasn't feeling good. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna sleep. You all go do this. I said, I'm from here. I can go there anytime.
Yeah, I'd have crashed. I just couldn't.
And my I mean Elvis had been my dad's hero. He was my hero because he was my dad's hero. I mean
Right.
he died when I was a kid, you know, but of course I'm looking at all of his old movies and stuff and I'm in love with Elvis, you know.
Right.
And but excuse me, we went there and I was too dead. I didn't go. And do you know, to this day, I still have not been to Graceland.
Shut up.
I'm so serious.
What's
So if
wrong with
I
you?
had that to do over again, I would I would probably go back and go in.
Wow.
And it would have been the best it would have been the best back then anyway. You
Yeah.
know, it's not the same now as it used to be.
Right.
And so if I had that to do again, I would do that over again.
Yeah, but so you're saying that the lack of sleep was your least favorite part of touring,
Well,
which I would completely agree with, by the way.
having such a hard time paying my bills because I got fined every penny I made on the
All right,
tour.
let's explain that to the folks that aren't familiar with the program. So, folks, back in the day, so Thompson Middle ended in 2015, but back in the day, you were fine. We had a system where if you screwed up in the show, you busted protocol somehow, had a uniform issue, missed a note or a phrase on your bass guitar or whatever, you had to pay money. And
Mhm.
all that, and there was a fine collector. Now you could have that adjudicated if you want to. You could have a lawyer from the bus argue out your thing for you, and try to get out of that fine. But
Oh, we didn't have a lawyer.
oh,
Wait, no.
we had
Uh-uh.
designated lawyers. We had on our bus. Yeah, we had designated lawyers.
Oh, no. I wish
We
we
had a few
had.
scraps. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So folks, we had to pay money for, it was a form of discipline to get you back on track to do things, because you lose money. Now that money didn't like disappear into some beer churn someplace. It came back to you for all the goodies we got at the end of the tour. Uh, yeah, right there. There you go. Right there. There's mine over here. So it didn't the money did disappear. It came back for the right cause, but it was money. We still got our military paycheck around the road. But we also got a little bit of per diem, which I don't know what it was in '89, but in '93 it was $75 for 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
so anyways, that was the fine system. I can remember paying $200 to get a hairbrush back. Okay, so there's that.
I
So
promise you that one time where I screwed that song up was my only time for screwing up on stage.
oh, God bless you.
Every other time, it was my mouth.
Oh,
It was my attitude. It was something I said or a look I gave someone. I mean, he would literally find me for my eyes.
I so
Okay.
want to hang out with you.
I don't know how many times Michael Kofelt find me. I'm sorry, my computer's doing something. For the way I looked at somebody.
Right, you give him the stink eye.
Okay. Well, when I get irritated,
Yeah.
you know, the way you know that you're about to hear something probably because
Uh,
my eyes get big.
oh, get the big eye.
I
All
get
right.
when my eyes start getting big, you better run. But not really, not really.
No.
Not really. But when my eyes start getting big, you've irritated me.
Yeah.
Um, but then also, I do have my dad's temper, and I can get a pretty, mean looking eye when I'm angry,
Yeah.
But I mean, it was always my mouth
Mhm.
or my eyes
Right. Wow.
every time. I felt like he was harassing me.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like he followed me around and made sure he paid real close attention to me because he knew he could get a bunch of money from me.
He's writing notes. I
He
saw him.
probably figured I didn't have any bills to pay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
Young
I
airman.
did.
Got nothing going
I
on.
did have bills to pay. I had a new car. I had a
Oh,
new car,
that's
that a
good
little
news.
black Fiero that was sitting at my base, rotting while I
Wow.
was on
Black
tour,
Fiero.
that
Wow.
I had just bought right before I went on tour. And it was sitting there and the tires were rotting while we were on tour.
You didn't put it in storage? What's wrong with you?
I just left it in the parking lot.
Wow. Wow.
When we went back to Scott Air Force Base, my friends, anyway, went and drove my car. Went and drove my car when he found out I had a car. He went and drove my car. I don't know where all he went all day long, but when I got back from tour, I was trying to have my friend go and get my car. I had left my keys with my roommate, and I was trying to get my friend to go get my car and come to wherever it was we were coming in and get me, you know. He said, "Well, I can't come and get you in your car. You have four flat tires." I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
Um, because I don't know. It must have been driven pretty hard on that time when someone borrowed it.
If somebody knifed him, one of the two.
But yeah, so
So when you got off a tour, everybody talks about that famous wall that we hit. Did you hit that wall after tour where you missed everybody incredibly, or could you not wait to get off tour? 2 weeks later, do you want to perform again because you missed it so much? Did you hit any kind of really weird wall as a performer when you got off tour? It could have been
well,
too big if you tried to go on again.
when you get back and the people who knew what you did, who went to the shows or just knew what Tops and Blue was. Everybody didn't know what Tops and Blue
True.
was,
Yep, very true.
unfortunately. Um, the expectation was very high, from those who knew you had just come back from tour.
Mhm.
Yes, my heart was broken. I missed everyone so badly.
Oh, wow, nice.
And you have your favorites that you miss the most.
Mhm.
And a couple of those came through town to visit, a time or two. And but it's like, gosh, when am I ever going to see these people again?
Mhm.
And the only way you were really probably going to see them is if you went on tour again and they were there.
There's a few more there.
And they
Yeah.
were there somewhere. And of course, I tried to keep in touch as best as I could, but I've never been great about keeping in touch. I've never been, life just takes over.
Right.
And of course, I had to kind of slide back into my relationships there at home.
Mhm.
I had to go and, get chewed out by my new commander because I wasn't there. And, I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm getting chewed out by my new commander because I wasn't there.
I'm sorry I represented your squadron, sir, while I was out entertaining the troops for an hour and a half each night.
There you go. And
Really,
at the time, no one had even showed me all these accolades that I had been given.
that
I
really,
didn't even know.
that's bizarre.
I
Yeah.
didn't even know they existed. And just, um I had a lot more confidence when I came back than I did when I left. I had learned a lot. I had grown a lot. I
Yep.
had grown up a lot. And I continue to learn about really how things work, in the service in general. Um, and I knew more about how to get up and perform, so I had a lot more confidence there. Um, but I missed everybody very badly. And we didn't have the tools then that we have now.
Mhm.
When I discovered Facebook,
Mhm.
okay, and I started looking for people and people started reaching out to me. Oh, I was in hog heaven. I was
Yeah.
in hog heaven because here comes, here comes who was it found me first? I can't remember who found me first on from the tour who found me first. Was it Anne? I feel like it was Anne. I can't remember what her last name was, but Anne, and she's my Facebook friend now. But I mean, I'm friends with so many of them in ET, and
Well, obviously Derek.
of course Derek and Woody and Audra and the other girls. Terry. Terry's not in this picture. Terry. I guess Cassandra took Terry's place, but Terry McBride, I think was her last name. Terry. She's on Facebook and she's my friend on Facebook now because we
Nice.
found each other on there.
Nice.
And Cassandra passed away. I've never seen Mara on there. There's several of them that I haven't seen on there. I
Mhm.
haven't been able to find George's on there, and I just love George's to death. He was like a big brother. Of course, Derek was like a big brother.
Mhm.
He still is,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so
So I'm gonna
I
show you.
went to the oh, go ahead.
No, no, you're fine. Go ahead. This
Um,
is yours. Go ahead.
I didn't get to see so many of them except for I had seen Derek and I had seen Woody and I had seen I thought I was going to get to see Anne on one of the trips, but then I didn't end up going. And then when I came out to the 60th anniversary, I
Mhm.
wasn't able to be there for the first day of it. And I had my flights got messed up and everything. And so when I got there, really by the time I was able to get there, it was the last night of the performances. It was the last night. And but it was wonderful. Um, I was kind of weird because I'm like, I won't know anyone except for two or three people. But I got to sit there while Tom was giving out the coins. I got to sit there with Tom
Mhm.
and Derek and
Nice. Yeah.
talk and chat it up and kind of catch up and just have a good time. Um, and there was some other of the guys there that I hadn't known very well, but mainly it was just catching up, and because in my mind I'm like, Tom, he doesn't know who I even am anymore. He didn't even know who I was then, but he did,
Easy.
and that was a very sweet memory made just sitting there with Tom and Derek while Tom was giving out the coins, those 60th
Yep.
anniversary coins that he
Yep.
had made.
Yep.
And I was going to get that out too. That's in my jewelry box along with my ring. And I've got my jewelry box in a room that I'm working on right now, so I couldn't even get to it. But but that was a very special memory for that 60th anniversary. I got to catch up with some of the people I hadn't seen. And there were probably that I got to actually talk to that were on my tour. There were only two or three people,
Oh,
maybe,
wow.
that I
Wow.
got to talk to that were on my tour. Percy. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Percy's the very first person I saw when I walked in the door at the
Oh,
hotel. And he
that's a
comes
thrill
through
right
the
there.
and he comes through I'm walking in the door and I have to go change to go to the event that he's walking to. And I
Yeah.
still have to go to my room and change to go to it
Right.
because I'm just getting in off the plane. And here he comes with his big, that jacket he had that had the paisley print on it that was gold.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Uh,
his favorite jacket.
Oh my gosh. Here he comes. And he saw me first. And I walked in. And of course, you know his big old smile.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, Bridget." I
Nice.
said, "Percy."
Yeah.
That was sweet. That was sweet. He was the very first person I saw when I walked in the door and he gave me a big old hug. And that's a really good memory.
Yep. Percy's a good man. Percy's a good man.
Yeah.
So this picture you sent me, I'm gonna put up here the camera. There we go. I got my little ring lights in the way here. Hang on a second.
Oh,
So that picture, hang on, folks. Is
yeah.
that the
Uh-huh.
back of Paul Burnley's head? Is that the back of your head?
Both.
Is it both
That's
of you
the back of
guys?
Paul. That was the back of Paul's head and the back of my head.
I thought so. I said that's for sure Paul Burnley. I'm like, I wonder if that's hers. That's very cool.
That we were the ones chosen to be the lead couple for the movie.
Yeah.
We made the movie A Dream
Yeah.
into the Future.
Okay,
And
let's talk
so
about that real quick. How was
yeah,
that experience?
that was unreal awesome too. Now, of course, we were still doing the whole, you work till you drop. I mean, we didn't know when was day and night when we were filming that. We only had a certain period of time to be able to film it. And in that picture right there that you just had,
Yeah.
when they did that, when we were filming that scene, we were outside the entire time we were filming that scene was outside and we were freezing our noses off.
Wow.
It was so cold. And we were so cold that we were literally having to try not to shiver while we were talking. I
Right.
was having the hardest time pronouncing my words because I was so cold.
Wow.
When we were filming that scene, we were filming the scene where we're out for the reunion. We're outside talking on a park bench, and we're outside where the band is playing, and we're dancing, and we're signing into our reunion. Um, all of that was outside, and oh my goodness, I think it took us 2 or 3 days to film
Where did they
that
film this
part.
at? Where was this at?
It was in
San Antonio?
yeah.
Okay.
It was there, and the different locations. I don't know what to tell you on the different
Yeah.
locations. I
Yeah.
really
But it was in
don't.
Texas.
Yeah, and when we were filming the scenes where we were inside, they had built a set inside of one of the businesses there somewhere, and so when we were in the restaurant, we were in that building, and most of it was in the restaurant anyway. So it was the time where we were at our reunion where we were cold outside and the time where we were remembering back the time where we were remembering back was basically the show
Right.
that we had put on all year, a more in-depth
Yeah.
version of the show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I've
yeah,
seen the videotape of that show. I have
yeah.
seen it. Yep.
Well, and so that is a screenshot that I took on the beginning of that because Sarah Sarah was on the overseas tour, but she was my buddy when we were filming. We were roommates when we were filming.
Mm.
We were roommates over at the, excuse me, over at the, I don't know what you call it, at the barracks,
Yeah.
you know.
Lodging, dozing. Yeah.
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 Um, Sarah and I were, you remember, Sarah was the one who, what's the song? I don't want nobody. Remember, she had the best version of that song. Always sitting around looking at me and that man.
Wow.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
She just blew everybody away at Worldwide. I don't remember noticing her singing that song until we were at Worldwide, and she just blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so good. And that was my um we did have that song in the show. Um my friend sang that song that went home. Sharon sang that song until she went home. And then I think Cassandra sung it after that. Or it might have been Audra. Can't remember which one of them sang that after that. But Sarah blew us away with that song.
So let me wrap this up with this, if I may. I ask all the folks I have on here the same question at the end of the podcast. What prior influenced you the most, and why? That's a dramatic pause right there, kids.
Well, because
There's probably a few.
yeah. But you know what? I keep going back to Derek.
There's a theme with here, kids. There's a theme. If you've been watching the Priory podcast, kids, there's a theme here.
I keep going back to Derek because Derek was just steady. Just steady. I mean, what was so funny was while we were on the tour, okay, the majority of the time while we were on the tour, I never knew because I'm like, I've always been, well, I don't think always. I mean, I've changed through the years. I do, I know I smile a lot more now than maybe I did back then, okay?
Okay.
Consciously, okay? But Derek, he would be laughing in his head and be sitting there so stoic, you know. You didn't know where you stood, okay? You did not know where you stood. Because
Derek's
he's
always absorbing. He's always absorbing.
he was like, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, but I loved him to death. He he was always like he's the one person that I remember who never really shared really any kind of bad attitude about anything, and he did feel it and you could see it in his eyes, you know. Um, he did get kind of stressed out a time or two. Um, but I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard. Some
No,
things are just
no,
hard to
you
describe.
know, you don't even have to explain it because I totally understand. I totally understand. I know Derek very well. I've worked with Derek for many, 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 many years. I know exactly what you're saying without even having to say it. I know exactly what you're saying. Yep.
And yeah, and we talk every now. I mean, we keep in touch. I love him to death. I mean, I he is of all the people in my life that are still in my life, even though we never see each other hardly. I mean, I haven't seen him since that reunion 12 years ago.
Right.
And that was the first time, literally, actually, that's the first time I had seen him in years, you know. But we have stayed connected. We connected again on the Facebook, and you know, we're always checking in to see how the other one's doing, you
Good.
know.
Nice.
And and he's been going through a lot of stuff, you know. He's been through a lot in the past few years, and I was so worried about him. And you know what? You never have to worry about him because he's always, you know, um, he's just always strong about everything. Whether he always seems strong about everything, whether regardless of what he's feeling,
Right.
you know.
Right. Right.
And you know, if you really know him, you can tell,
Oh
you
yeah.
know.
Yep. Right.
But then him and I always thought Anne was very strong, and I cannot her last name used to start with a B. Cannot remember what her maiden name was, or she may have been married then. I can't remember, but she just was always she had a strong character. She was very talented and had a strong character, and she put up with a lot.
Yeah.
She put up with a lot. Um, and then Percy.
Yep.
I loved Bernie. JB was my pops. I mean, literally, I really in my heart felt like he was my dad on tour.
Mhm.
Okay. And I felt like he tried I felt like he saw something that maybe everyone didn't see.
Yeah.
And he tried to help me with my confidence. You know, I was just a kid.
Yeah.
I was literally just a kid,
Yeah.
really. And I was the youngest and the lowest ranking on the tour.
And the tallest.
Huh?
And the tallest. We're the
I
tallest
was,
person on tour.
well,
The tallest woman.
When Sharon went home, I was the tallest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sharon and I think we're about the same till she went home. Then it was me.
Well, let's wrap it up there, dear. I can't tell you, it's been an absolute joy talking to you. This has been such fun. Um, I know I've had a lot of 89ers. I know some priors get pissed. How come I keep going back to 89? But folks, I'm telling you, I'm not picking and choosing by year. I'm picking and choosing who I can connect with, who I can get a hold of, and who has the time to do it. I'm not going vocalist tech, 89 to 90. It's all very random, folks. So don't panic. I'll get to you. I promise. But Bridget, dear, you've been an absolute joy. Thank you so much for doing this. Don't hang up yet, because I want to talk to you a little bit after this. But I want to say goodbye to the folks, and thank you for being on
Okay.
the Priory podcast.
Can
All
I
right?
say one more thing before you go, though?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Just one more thing.
Sure.
I have a really special memory of after the tour, before we went. I feel like it was Thanksgiving, and Tom brought us all over to his house, and Mrs. Edwards made dinner for
You
us.
had dinner at Tom's house?
Yes, and I feel
Wow.
it was new. Was it? It wasn't Thanksgiving. It was maybe a New Year's Day, I think.
Wow.
Those of us who did,
Weren't you guys over like in PACAF on New Year's, entertaining the troops at Osan and
I
Kusan?
don't. The thing that I remember is this: I had never eaten black-eyed peas. Okay, and we were having the things you have for New Year's. Okay, and so I don't
Oh,
remember exactly the day it was, but I do remember that we were having black-eyed peas. And what are those things you have for New Year's to bring in the new year? You have black-eyed peas
cabbage? I don't
and
know. Cabbage?
ham hock or
I don't know.
hog jaw or something like that.
Some part of the pig.
We the things that you eat to bring in the new year properly in the old days.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll have to research that. I
Anyway,
didn't
that's what
know
we
that.
had in the first. That's the first time I ever ate black-eyed peas, and I loved them, and I
Wow.
was surprised. But it was very special that they had us over to their house. Tom had a room that was filled with all of his favorite items, and it was awesome. But I just wanted to say how much I appreciate the way he took care of us. He really did take care of us.
Yep.
They took care of us.
Yep.
You know, Percy took care of us on the tour. I feel like for me, JB took care of me in staging. Okay. Um, because most of the leaders who were helping us in our staging were really, am I wrong? Weren't they mostly men?
Well, in my staging, we had guys and gals from the 92 tour there. We had Bernie was there. I mean, it was kind of a mix of different tours and different folks, but
Yeah. Well, we had those guys there. We had Bernie and Percy and JB and um, George
mhm,
and Georges.
mhm.
I mean, um, I don't know. Maybe I just veered toward the dad types. I don't know. I don't know. You know, I was a kid, so I don't know.
Yep.
But I appreciated the way he really did take care of us. And even though um, there were times we never understood the why. We just were there to do the what.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Darn special.
I appreciated the way that there was that one person there who saw something in each one of us and specifically chose us for a reason,
Yep.
you know?
Correct.
And that has very much um kind of held me in a certain way on the path that I've chosen in life. So,
It goes back to the attributes question I asked you before. Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure I said that.
No.
I just want to give praise where praise is due. And I just really feel like, especially Mr. Edwards has done an amazing job with this program.
Yep.
So anyway, I wanted to make sure I said that.
Oh, you got it, dear. Absolutely. Well, folks, Bridget, thank you again. And it's been great chatting with you. I will see you on Facebook, and I will give you a heads up when this is going to go out. And it'll probably be out either Sunday night or Monday morning. I'll put it on
Okay.
YouTube. I'll send you a link directly. I've got your pictures, so we're good to go there. So you did a wonderful job, dear. Thank you so much for doing this.
Well, I appreciate you reaching out. I really do.
I've been looking forward to this chat for a while now, so thank you.
And being patient with me.
Oh, I'm a man of patience. I will keep at you, but I'm a man of patience. All right, dear. Thank you so much for being on the Priory.
Okay, thank you for having me.